What's up, guys? Brian Grant here of ContestChampion.com. Today I just want to give you guys a little bit of advice when it comes to managing your catalysts. I've made a ton of mistakes in the past when it comes to managing catalysts, which has led to a lot of frustration of not being able to rank up a champion that I just got, or doing something inefficient like, if I just got a Cosmic Champion, I got to run the Tier 2 class Cosmic daily like 100 times just to get the catalyst that I need to rank up the champion. And yeah, that's no fun either. So I'll be talking about Tier 2 class catalysts, Tier 4 basic catalysts, and I'll give you guys some insight as to why I think the Glory Store basic catalysts are the best value versus getting something like the Glory Crystals, because I did get a lot of questions about that on my Glory Store advice video. And then I'm also going to talk about Alpha Catalysts, which I never had an issue with, but recently I've had some issues with these things, and it's pretty annoying when I used to have so many of these things, and I just ended up selling them because they were overflowing, and yeah, it's just poor catalyst management by myself once again. Class Catalyst, Tier 4 Class Catalyst, that really deserves its own separate video, so it is going to be in a separate video. For now, I just want to focus on these three things that I first mentioned here, and we'll start out with the Tier 2 Class Catalyst. So you can see here that I have 0 out of 6 of these, and these things, it seems to be an issue across the board, whether you're an experienced player or you're just starting out, or you're in a 10 million plus alliance. These things are an issue for everybody, right? Well, really, it just has to do with how we're actually farming them. Of course, these mostly come from the daily Class Catalyst events, and if you look at the actual rewards themselves, you're guaranteed to get one for going through that day, and you're getting a little bit of fragments for the first time clearing it, and you're guaranteed at least some fragments on the two paths that you have to take to complete this. So on average, you're coming out with like 2 catalysts every day, right? If you did it just the one time, which is about 1 catalyst per path. It's really not that bad if you think about it that way. But if you are not managing your catalysts properly, which is what most of us do, including myself from time to time, if you're not managing your catalyst properly, then what can happen is, okay, you just got a Cosmic Champion, right? You got 0 out of 6 of these things. Cosmic Daily is coming up in a couple of days, and you're going to go hard and run that thing like 10 times just to get the few catalysts that you need. And it's a bad experience. Nobody wants to do that. Nobody wants to spend their energy there. No one wants to spend their time there. It's not fun. And then next thing you know, we're on the forums like, kabam, you suck, give us more Tier 2 class catalysts, right? What you have to do to manage these things the right way is these come around every single day. Every single day is a new class catalyst. Every week it's the same rotation. Everybody knows when these class catalysts come around if you've been playing the game for more than a few weeks. Like today is Science Day, so I have 6 out of 6 of these things. I'm not going to do it. Tomorrow is Mystic. I have 6 out of 6 again. I'm not going to do it. And then after that is Cosmic. And I don't have any Cosmic Champion that I need to rank up, but I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to do it a full clear of it, and I'm going to come out with probably 2 Tier 2 Cosmic Catalysts. And even though I don't have a Cosmic Champion, I'm just going to preemptively be farming these things. And I do the same thing with all of these other class catalysts here. This way, whenever I get a new champion, I'm going to be ready to go. It's not going to be that situation where, finally I get 4-star Punisher, which, yeah, right, that's never going to happen. But let's say I finally managed to get him. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go with these Tier 2 skill catalysts. I don't have to wait an entire week because today is Science Day. I don't have to wait an entire week for that day to come around and then try to, spend energy refills just trying to get them. Like, I've done that before. In my cable prep live streams that I was doing, I was leveling up tons of champions, and yeah, that's like all I was doing was spending energy refills on farming these stupid Tier 2 class catalysts when what I should have been doing is just, gradually farming these over time, even when I don't need them. That's what I have to stress here, is even if you don't need that catalyst, farm them anyway. You're going to need them eventually, especially when we know that people are, for example, people data mined that we were going to have 2 tech champions this month, right? If you wanted to level them up, if you wanted to get, if you wanted to get the 3-star champions to try them out, ahead of time, well ahead of time that 2 new tech champions were coming up. Start doing the tech catalyst daily long before that, right? So yeah, that's my recommendation. Even if you're doing something like the the monthly event quest, you want to stay on top of that, you want to keep doing that. Don't worry about it. You're gonna have plenty of energy. Just do a little bit of the daily each day. Do a little bit of the daily each day. Complete whatever you need, whatever catalyst you're missing, And then after that, it doesn't take that much energy to go through one time. Then go back and go through the monthly event quest. Don't just spend all of your energy in the monthly event quest until it's 100% complete and then start farming catalyst. That's a really inefficient way of farming the catalyst. You're only making it tougher on yourself if you're farming it that way. Alright, let's talk about the basic catalyst now. So basic catalyst. I actually have a lot of these things right now. And a lot of these are actually still from when the rank down tickets were here. I ended up dropping a lot of my champions just because I needed these things so badly. So I ended up taking down a lot of my champions, got back a lot of these tier 4 basic catalysts, and I have 15 of these right now. And if we check my stash, I even have 4 of these things sitting in the stash. So I have 19 in total. And if you're at the point in the game where you're taking your champions up to rank 4, it only requires 3 of these things. It's really not that big of a deal. You can rank up whoever you want. People, you might think, oh, tier 4 basic catalysts, they're easy to come by. It's the class catalysts that are so hard to come by. And you're right. Class catalysts are definitely very hard to come by, especially when you don't have many rank 5 champions already. That's very true. They are hard to come by. I'm not saying they aren't. But let me show you how fast that all of these basic catalysts are going to slip away from me. So if I go over to my champions here, and I look at Gwenpool, as you guys know, I'm waiting to take Gwenpool up to rank 4. She's rank 3 right now. I'm waiting to take her up to rank 4 so that I can, do Labyrinth of Legends. So I need to reserve 6 of my tier 4 basic catalysts for whenever I get these skill catalysts. I know I have 0 skills right now, but I have a lot of Alliance quest stuff, crystals, waiting to be opened up there. So maybe I'll get lucky. So I'm reserving 6 of the tier 4 basics for when this happens, right? And remember, I had 19 to begin with, so let's take away 6. I'm down to 13. No big deal. Still a lot left, right? Okay. Vision. I picked up Vision from that offer not too long ago. I'm also waiting on some catalysts here. Again, it says I have 0, but I'm actually like a few fragments away from getting 1, and I'll probably get 2 from all the crystals that I've been hoarding. So I'm saving 5 for this champion as well. Well, that leaves me with 8. Okay, I mean, it's still kind of a lot, right? Well, not exactly, because with Mordo or Voodoo coming this month, I'm taking up one of them. As soon as I get them from the arena, I'm going to take up one of them to rank 5 immediately. And going from rank 3 to 4 is 3 of these basic catalysts, and rank 4 to 5 is another 5, which means I'm left with 0 basic catalysts. Just from leveling up Gwenpool, Vision, and either Mordo or Voodoo. Suddenly, those 19 basic catalysts that I had, the catalysts that are overflowing into my stash, I'll be back down to 0, and just like that, man. It's gone. All of it's gone, and I'll be very sad. And of course, I'll be farming. I'll be farming the arena to get more. I'll be doing Alliance quests to get more. I'll be picking them up in the Glory Store, but they go very quickly. If you're not saving these things properly, knowing that you have some catalysts to take a champion up to rank 5, then yeah, they're gonna be gone like immediately. Or you're gonna find yourself in that situation where you finally got the catalyst necessary. For example, let's take a look at my my tier 4 class catalyst. So I'm close to getting that 3rd Mystic class catalyst, right? Start planning ahead of time. Start thinking about how many basics that is actually going to require, and don't just rank up another champion just because you get that 3rd tier 4 basic. I'm telling you, you're only going to regret it. When you're getting to that point where you're almost about to get a 3rd skill or I'm sorry, 3rd class catalyst for the first time, that's when you should really start to be saving, and make sure you have like 10 tier 4 basics before you take up another champion. Unless it's like a godly champion. If you get a Wolverine and or something like that, of course, just take that champion up right away. Don't worry about saving. But if you're looking around at your roster and you're looking at your champions and you're looking at your 4 stars and you're like, oh, you know what? Falcon, he seems pretty interesting, and I use him for synergies all the time. Let's rank him up. You might want to hold off on that. He might be an okay champion, but do you really need him at rank 4, or would it just be for fun? You might want to hold off on that and wait until you have a lot of tier 4 basic catalysts before you take up champions like that. Alright, lastly, I want to talk about Alpha Catalyst. Now, Alpha Catalyst is something that I never experienced an issue with before in the past, ever. Since I started playing the game, I've never had an issue with Alpha Catalyst. I get them all the time because my alliance crushes every single event. Get them from Alliance Quest and just a variety of places. I've never even had to do the arena to get them, and I've always been overflowing. At one point I sold like 40 of them in one batch. So I've never had an issue with these things. But I started thinking about the future of this game, and I never ranked up any of my 5-star champions. Not until the rank down tickets came, and I started, ranking down some of my 4 stars to rank up the 5 stars. And all I want to do is get all of my 5 stars to rank 2. This way, I'm ready for the future. I'm using these guys in the new feature arena that allows 5 stars now. Eventually, these guys are going to take over. I'm going to need to take them all up to rank 3 and rank 4. And I figured, you know what? Let me get ahead of the game here and start taking these guys up to rank 2. And that's when I realized that these things cost 5 Tier 1 Alpha Catalysts apiece. If I look at my list of 5-star champions here, I have 13 of these 5-star champions at the moment. Some of them I want to rank up higher than rank 2 also. There's a few of them that I want to take up to like rank 3, and maybe even at least one of them I want to take up to rank 4. So yeah, that's a lot of alphas that I need. Eventually we're talking about, just this small little list of 13 champions. It's about 65 alphas just to get them all to rank 2, and then add on another 10 here to get Gwenpool to rank 4, and another 5 to get Superior Iron Man to rank 3. Like, the Alpha Catalysts, they just add up so quickly. So what I'd recommend doing is, if you're at the point where your alphas are overflowing into your stash, which I'd love to show you, but I can't right now because that's not my situation. If you get to that point where they're overflowing, strongly consider taking up a 5-star to rank 2. And it doesn't even matter what 5-star champion they are. Hulkbuster is the last on my list right now, but if my alphas were overflowing, I would gladly take this champion up to rank 2. Just to not have to sell the Tier 1 alphas and then regret it later on, where I end up actually needing those alphas. So if you actually do that, if you start, ranking up your 5 stars as your alphas are overflowing, then it's not that bad. You can stay on top of it. And yes, I do realize that taking up your 5-star to rank 2, it is going to cost 2 Tier 4 basics, which does kind of conflict a little bit with the advice that I was just giving about the basic catalyst, to not waste those things. And it's tough. It depends on what situation you're personally in. If you're really struggling to get basics, then forget about ranking up your 5 stars. Let the alphas overflow for now. You have to pick one or the other. That's just the kind of way that this game works when it comes to managing all the different resources that we have. But if you're doing fine when it comes to getting basics, if you're getting a few every single week and stuff like that, then putting 2 into a champion to make sure that you're managing your alpha catalyst better is not that big of a deal. So it kind of just depends on the situation that you're personally in. So hopefully this helped you guys out a little bit. I definitely wish I had this advice when I first started playing the game. I definitely would have made some smarter decisions, if I had this advice, basically. So that's going to do it for this one, guys. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.